Installation is our last guest, Beili Lui. From Austin, Texas.
Before I get started to talk about my work, I just want to say thank you to UICA and the team, and everyone helped me so much with the project. And to Steve, who was cleaning the windows before I came here, and thank you so much. And it's a great honor to be here with all the artists. I think we have a really strong show at UICA, and I think the work I see here really elevates the whole program of ArtPrize. So the piece I showed in the Fulton New Space actually was here 2 years ago. We had the very beginning, the very first time for Lure to be exhibited. There were only about 200 pieces, and in the small gallery upstairs. It's great to be able to bring it back in its full version. There's about 3,000 to 4,000 pieces on view, and the installation is inspired by a Chinese legend of the red thread. It is believed that when children are born, they're connected with their soulmate by an invisible piece of red thread. And when that's pulled, at some point, there's supposed to be a God up there, and he pulls the thread, and you come closer and find each other. And I thought it's such a hopeful and beautiful story. Every Chinese person knows about this, and this is the beginning of the project. And after I made the project, I realized that the story really applies to all different cultures. We took it to Finland, we took it to China, back to China, so people really liked seeing it there. And it's traveled many different places, and I'm really glad that it's coming back to Grand Rapids. It's about connection between people. It's about the seeking, and perhaps we'll find the person we're supposed to be with. Maybe not, maybe it takes a while. So I will take questions from this point on. Yes?
I saw an early interview on the television that said that you were unhappy if you couldn't walk when it was the work itself, but as I'm experiencing this shoulder to shoulder with perfect strangers and things, and looking in there, it seems so quiet on the inside and so noisy on the outside that it actually was a really, really great serene experience being separate from it as well.
That's an excellent comment. I think every time we go to do a project, I learn something. And what I learned is that we have expectations as an artist. We have a vision. For an installation artist, we want people to be able to go in to see the work, to come close, to be intimate with it. But because we don't have that, that changed the form of installation. The waves were created for the space, for Grand Rapids, I call that. And it's so much more exciting and energetic. And it is shown that people can appreciate it. And I've read about it in people's blogs. Talk about that connection. You don't know these people, you're standing next to them, and you're looking through the window, you're seeing something that's really touching you. And I think I'm learning, and I'm so pleased and humbled by how people are receiving it. So thank you for that comment. Yes?
Is there a particular type of thread material that you use? Is it cotton, silk, or does that not matter?
I think what really matters is that it is the red thread. So it's in a way symbolic. So the thread you see that's made into the coils is cotton thread. It has a really nice shimmer to it. That was kind of surprised when I started making it. But I think it's working extremely well at nighttime when the light's on. Just like Steve told me. Yes?
I'm just curious what the impact of the large prize, how that might be affecting you as an artist now that you're in the top 10, and personally I think you're going to walk away from first place. But I just wonder what's it like, how it's affecting you? You've had this piece since before you probably ever thought about ArtPrize. Is ArtPrize affecting you in positive and negative ways? Do you have to turn on? Do you get excited or worried? Or what's it like?
That's a very good question. I am very excited to be in top 10. And I think the encouragement is probably the most important thing that I'm thinking about right now. As an artist, I think it's our responsibility to create something. And I say, I want to create something that's worthy of my viewers' attention. I think this is a great endorsement that people are seeing it, they're appreciating it, and for me, that's extremely satisfying. And of course, there's a prize involved. That's part of the reason I'm here. I am excited, and I'll be thrilled if I do receive that. I think it's an artist's dream to have the resource to support us to continue to create our work with freedom. And this is why I want to say I so very much appreciate nonprofit organizations. As beginning artists, when we start, commercial galleries, they don't want to take on that risk. And I look back at my record, most of the shows I've had, they're in nonprofit organizations like UICA. So the two things I really want to do, if I'm gonna have that resource, is one, to continue with my work, and I can push for more exciting and ambitious projects. Two is that I want to support nonprofit organizations, and a few places that come to mind first is UICA. Art Farm is this amazing artist residency, extremely humble, run by a couple. They're paying out of their own pocket. They don't have a lot of grants. That's my first residency after I graduated from graduate school, and I did something I was proud of, and that was the beginning of my artist career. And another place I think I want to support is Chinese Culture Center, and they also encouraged the growth of this piece. Yes?
I thought it was very interesting that people can get a completely different view of your piece depending on which window they're standing in. And like a child who's very short is seeing things from underneath. Someone who's 6 foot tall is seeing things more from the top down. And it's just interesting to change windows and change your height and see how it changes the view.
It's a perfect corner. You can really walk around. And I was told that when I arrived, and it is the case. And I'm really happy to see even taller people. They'll come down, they'll bend over, and try to see it differently. So they are actively experiencing the piece. It's just different than what I'm used to, and it's great. I'm seeing a new perspective of the work myself.
Looking at the top 10, a lot of them are really driven by process and time involved. And if it's respectful for you, I'd love to know how many hours you feel you've invested in this project. And the second part of the question is, if you do happen to win first place, are you very happy that it's landing in Grand Rapids after already been here once before?
The first question, the three things that's really important in my work is space. I'm really responding to space. Like in the Fulton space, I read it and I think about how it's gonna best fit into that space. And the other two elements are materials and process. So for me, the amount of time and effort I put into the work, I believe is embedded in there, and I think it's the case. Like for Renee's work, that's also in the Fulton building. And I think that's what people are responding to intuitively. And I hope they can take that in, but also go beyond and really see the work, see through the work. So the piece took about 6 months to make all the coils on and off. So when I teach, I go teach. When I don't teach, I do that every day. And it took about 5 days to install. So your second question about being Grand Rapids?
Yeah, if it does win, it stays here, correct? Or does it leave?
I think it stays here, but I'm very confused about that because it comes down and packed into a really small box. I don't know if it's going to the basement.
We'll open another bar for it, okay?
I just want to say thank you. I'm on the curatorial committee here at UICA that selected this work, and I would like to thank you for bringing such a thoughtful and beautiful piece to ArtPrize and being kind of the voice of reason in all this chaos, and vote for this woman.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really